Welcome to your live official continuing coverage on BeTerrific of CES 2016 here at the Las Vegas Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Michael Artsis. This is your official BeTerrific coverage of CES 2016, and we are proud to be an official media partner. You are the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special. Reach out to us on all social media at BeTerrific TV. We're in the Slack chat. If you want to join the Slack chat, join us, the rest of the Terrifics, and yourself in real time, 24-hour conversation. All you have to do is send us an email, connect@beterrific.com. Give us your name, your email address, and tell us you want to join the Slack chat. We'll send you an invitation, and we can keep the conversation going 24 hours a day when we're on air. We'll get some of your questions and comments on air as well. I am so excited. This is one of the most exciting events of the entire year, especially if you're into tech, gadgets, or consumer electronic products at all, because it's all here. This is the International CES show, and it is unreal. Over 3,600 vendors, over 150,000 people will be here, and it's 5 venues. It is this venue, the Las Vegas Convention Center. It is the Sands Expo. It is also the ARIA. That's where all the VCs and all the venture cap and all of the private equity guys go to have seminars, to meet. Don't forget, you also have the suites at the Palazzo and the Venetian. So it's unbelievable, and it keeps growing. They take up every square inch. 2 million square feet right here at the Las Vegas Convention Center. We're in Central Hall, above the food court. We have a nice perch. We're going to take you behind the scenes later. We're going to show you setup. We're going to show you all sorts of stuff. I've got an amazing guest for our first guest. You read this guy's stuff all the time. You've seen him on camera. And I got to tell you, he works for one of my favorite sites. I go there every day, and I read up on everything that they tell us about tech. It's one of the places I get information. The site is Engadget. You've known them for so long. They're part of the AOL family. I've got one of the senior editors here, Matt Smith. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
What do you think of CES 2016 so far?
Well, it's just like you said, it's huge. I think it's bigger. It feels like it's bigger every time I come.
It does, right?
Right. So yeah, I've already been sneaking in through on the press events, seeing like the huge Sony booth, the incredible Samsung booth. You see all these TVs from LG.
Did you see the Panasonic booth? That thing is monstrous. I mean,
yeah,
Sony,
yeah.
I think, has the biggest booth every year.
Yeah, yeah.
But Panasonic really went big this year.
Yeah, and Panasonic usually have like a fake house construct thing going on, so you walk in there, you try and sit down in the sofa, try and get your life together, then get back out on the show floor, yeah.
Last year, Lowe's at the Sands had an entire house, garage, 2 floors. I imagine they might do something like that again this year. It was unbelievable.
And I mean, they probably built it in 6 hours and then took it apart in half that time.
Right.
You know,
well, that's what's amazing is the booths are so huge here.
Yeah.
They're bigger than any other show. We're going to take people behind the scenes later and show them, but even last night they weren't ready. Some of them weren't ready.
Yeah.
And it's surprising how quickly they come together. What is your favorite part of gadgets and tech?
Man, I like loads of bits. I mean, I love the wearable boom we're in. I'm still waiting to find that perfect wearable. I mean, like you, I bought an Apple Watch, but I'm wearing a dumb watch right now. I mean, plenty of Apple Watch wearers do the same thing. I'm still waiting for something to really pull me in and make me want to wear it every day.
I've had several smartwatches. This is by far my favorite.
By far my favorite as well, yeah.
But I see it very much as Gen 1.
Yeah, definitely.
And I see that there'll be a lot of upgrades, including battery life has to get better.
Yeah, I mean, that's when my friends ask me who are perhaps not as crazy about tech as I am, because, well, it's part of my job, and I'm saying, wait, 1 more generation, 2, it's going to be half the thickness, it'll take double the battery life, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to wait for these things to be perfect.
Very true. I think, to me, it's generation 3 or 4 that's going to be the one to get.
Yeah.
And especially at the price. This isn't something you want to upgrade every year.
Yeah, yeah.
What about how you got into tech? Because I always think that it's so interesting. I grew up where I was just so fascinated by tech. I had a family friend who was very wealthy, and he would buy the latest gadget the minute it came out, and then 3 months, 6 months later, a new gadget would come out, the same thing but better, and he'd buy the new one and give me, as a kid, what he had. So I had a laser pointer in like 1984, and I used to point it in the park from my apartment window in New York City all the way across Union Square Park. I mean, so far away, and just mess with people.
Yeah. And this is 1983, so everyone's like, what the hell is
Yes. Yeah, they didn't even think it was like a laser from a gun scope.
No, they were like, it's a red thing.
I remember putting it on somebody's pizza once from across a pizza parlor, and they thought it was, they were like, they thought it was like a bug, because I moved, and they went up to the counter and they're like trying to return their pizza. So how did you get into gadgets?
Well, God, how did I get into gadgets? I mean, when I was at uni, I did economics, and it's not exactly the most thrilling of degrees. So I kind of went into student journalism, wrote for the student paper, and then I went, let's be crazy, I'm going to pitch to a newspaper some ideas about tech stuff. And they had a tech section in a UK newspaper called The Guardian, and they took my ideas. And so I was writing for a national newspaper, getting paid for it.
The Guardian's a huge paper.
I know, I just got lucky. You know, it's all about taking that risk. It's all about, I don't know, I'll try. There's nothing wrong with trying, right? And it just worked out really well. At the end of uni, I ended up going to Japan, did English for a few years, got some Japanese skills, came back to the UK, started working for like a small UK website called Rekombu, and then I had a blossoming bromance with another editor. We went to karaoke. He says, well, we're going to be looking for a Japan editor in a while. Are you interested? And that started my Engadget career, and then it hasn't stopped since. Yeah.
It was that simple, like you were working with an editor?
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
It is true. It's all about networking, I say that.
And don't be a terrible human being.
Yes. There's a lot of networking that happens here. Do you go out at night?
Sometimes, if I'm not exhausted, you know.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the Engadget team is a bunch of awesome, incredible, interesting people, so I'm happy to drink and eat with them. I have other people who I know through the media or through tech companies, and I'll often try and catch up. Often we'll just bump into each other at shows. Did you go to PepCom last night?
We went to PepCom. I thought that was actually the best PepCom I've been to in a long time.
Yeah, I've heard of that from a few people, actually.
Yeah. And we went to Unveiled the other night, which was amazing. And we saw a lot of good things.
So many things to see.
I keep playing the guy from Lenovo in air hockey on their huge tablet. And I beat him, and he told me I could have one if I beat him because nobody ever beats him. Oh. And then he didn't make good on it, and then we had a rematch and I lost.
Suddenly I'm busy. Suddenly I've got to go over that kind of thing. Yeah.
So what is your favorite segment right now? Is it wearables?
I'm still waiting. I think I've been so disappointed and burned so many times. I mean, I've had Pebble, Nike Fuel, I've had, I think one of the Samsung Gears, there's been so many.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm kind of holding back. I bought my Apple Watch and I still wear it. It's here with me at my hotel.
It's really the apps that make the Apple Watch, though, I think.
It really is.
And that's kind of like the
application
phone.
of it. It very much is like, what can you do with it? How does it enrich my life? I think the main issue is, I think a lot of tech companies are hoping it'll be another smartphone boom, where it's not. It's an accessory.
Right.
The smartphone was you being connected to the internet, being connected to the world. That's already kind of ticked that box, and that's the huge, that was the light jump, and now this is just kind of a hop. It's,
yeah,
I'm still waiting for it to kind of connect to our lives.
Do you think that they need to put a SIM card in these things and you can make phone calls without your phone? Because I think you don't really need that.
I think there's a purpose to it. I think, I don't see why a phone carrier couldn't offer you a dual SIM thing, have it on the same contract. Of course, they always want to make money.
Yeah. But even for if they did it for $10 more a month, if it didn't have to be crazy.
Yeah, and it was tied to your data or something,
Because otherwise it gets nuts. I mean, I could see some instances, but you're not going to go out on a Saturday night and leave your phone at home. I think that's the dream, but you're really not going to do that, especially how are you going to make, what? It's loud in this club, I can't, what? Hello?
I mean, that's the curse of Siri and the wearables. I mean, you don't want to talk everything. You might want to look up something kind of embarrassing or stupid.
We had a guy who worked with us who got the Apple Watch, and after 3 days of him having it, I had to say, please stop talking to your watch. You can't do it 24/7. Everything, he would talk to the watch. He's like, oh, is it annoying? I'm like, I have the watch, I don't do that, and it's annoying. And I do it sometimes, but I do it really when I'm not really around people, and when it's appropriate. And I think you have to remember to be appropriate with your gadgets. We don't do that enough, especially when we're always looking at our phone.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you do that with Engadget when you go to dinner with all of them?
Yeah, we're all there with them. Well, there's a few editors who do a whole kind of no phones at the dinner table rule, but that doesn't really hold ever. I mean, and it just affects your posture as well. We're talking about your health. If you're always looking down at your smartphone, and I'm always looking down at my smartphone, you get this kind of haunch, and you've got to look after yourself as well.
That's why the glass could be a good thing. I actually think glass could be good for certain applications.
I think as they increasingly get into a form factor that's similar to the glasses we have now, then I could see it be viable.
100%. All right, what do you think the trends are here that you've seen so far? I think one of the biggest trends is how big the North Hall has been built up with automobiles and connected cars, and how much we're getting into connected cars. What do you think the biggest trends are here, though?
I mean, I agree on the connected car front. I think a lot of the car companies come here because it isn't really an auto trade show thing. We're talking about 10 years into the future, 5 years.
Sure.
So this is a better place for it. I mean, for me, it kind of hops on from the wearable. I like to see all these connected gadgets that aren't something lashed to your wrist. I like connected shoes, Lumo Run. Did you see those shorts which have embedded electronics to measure your running rate and your gait and these kind of things.
At Engadget Expand, we had MC10 on, and they're really working on a lot of that, being able to tape a patch to your leg and get
unobtrusive technology.
Right, and vitals and all sorts of biometrics, being able to put it in your clothes in a football helmet. Yeah. I think that's where it's really exciting. The data is what's really exciting. It helps doctors diagnose better. It helps us know better. It helps us know how to improve our lives better. It's a very exciting time in my mind.
Definitely, and I think that next step, I mean, we're just seeing it in different form factors now, which happens with all technology, but the next step is not just having a diary, but having the knowledge and cloud computing to affect your behavior in the future. That's what I want to see more of.
So like I get my heart rate on this, and my heart rate's pretty much the same every day. At, you know, if I move fast or do something to exert energy, it's the same. Yeah. If I don't, it's the same. And I go, well, what do I do with this data? Okay, great. After the first few days of checking it, it's like,
and
what am I doing?
I mean, it has the kind of the nag to get you to stand up, or you're not hitting your fitness goals, but after a few weeks, you're desensitized to it. It doesn't work anymore. So what's the point then? You know,
we got to figure out, challenges. It's got to be more than a diary. We got to figure out what to do with the data, for sure. I think that, you know, to me, CES is just one of the most exciting events. It does seem to get bigger. Do we get to South Hall enough? Because I know we do Sands, because Sands is innovative startups. It's where
everyone's hungry there.
Right. North Hall is shiny because it's got the cars. Central Hall, this is the main place. South Hall, I feel like is becoming forgotten a little bit. We're trying to get there more this year.
I mean, to be honest, I think the South Hall's problem is a problem with a chunk of CES where it's the consumer electronics show, but this isn't consumer stuff. I mean, you see this B2B stuff, and you know, of course, they're going to buy a booth and give money to CEA, but is that really consumer electronics? Is that what, you know, the readers, the viewers want to see? I mean, and then you have all those iPhone cables and cases, but that's its own issue. Yeah.
And what do you think about the wireless charging stuff? That's also in South Hall. A lot of that. It's coming. It's on a lot of phones now. You can buy cases for other phones. Starbucks just put it in with the power mat, which I think it's so weird. You can rent the ring from Starbucks, but you can't buy the mat and the ring. You can buy the ring too, so you have your own ring, but you can't buy the mat anymore to put it home, and the mats they made before don't work with the ring.
And then for a while you had two standards. They're gradually coming together now, but
and then you know what I realized is the silliest part about wireless charging? What's the best part about charging with a cable? It's charging, you're still using it. Wireless charging, how are you going to use your phone?
You're going to do it like this?
Lean over the stand?
I mean, I'm not sure if you've heard of Engadget Swat-Up.
Okay.
So this is a company we saw last year. It won a Best of CES award for Engadget, and it's like you get your internet, it's a wireless Wi-Fi power source.
Yes, I've seen them, and that's very exciting.
See, that's the real wireless charging we want, right?
Exactly.
It's like Wi-Fi.
But I do like the idea too of the wireless charging where they say you put a disc on your countertop and you move your coffee maker over it, then you'll move your coffee maker away to put your toaster on
the kitchen application.
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
think
cool.
That's good.
And like power tools and stuff.
Yes. You guys have an amazing booth this year, and you've got Ken Block. We know Ken Block well. It's just right over there, just below us. We know Ken Block well. And we've done a lot with Ken, and we love the Gymkhana series. You've got his Gymkhana car here before, and it's unbelievable. And people don't realize that's not like a regular Ford. It's like a $350,000 hopped up Ford. He's one of the best drivers I've ever seen. Yeah, it is the best Ford. He does all these maneuvers with it.
It's pretty incredible.
It's pretty amazing how not only how CES has grown, but also Engadget. I mean, it's pretty amazing how you guys have grown.
I mean, that's the great thing. I mean, technology is not this niche thing. I mean, you know just as well as I am, technology is for everyone, especially nowadays. Everyone has a smartphone, and in fact, we even make fun of the people that don't have smartphones because what the hell are you doing? You know, it's for everyone now, and it affects culture. It affects how you lead your life. It affects your health. It's every facet of your life, and it can improve it. It can, obviously, like I said about your health, it can negatively affect it as well, but it permeates everything. So,
absolutely. And by the way, getting back to wearables and stuff. We saw a company yesterday that's going to be on called Resound, and they make hearing aids. And I think that we don't realize how many people need hearing aids, and there's a stigma to wearing them, but they are a wearable, and especially now they get connected to the watch, they get connected to the phone, and you can really manipulate how you use them. And so I think that is something that can really improve people's lives, and I like things that can improve our lives.
I mean, you'll say the same with visual impairments as well. We've seen these crazy ideas from companies where they're embedding electronics into contact lenses, stuff that can measure your blood glucose, and incredible
We're
things.
going to have a company that can measure, they say that they can measure blood glucose, and we'll see, without pricking your finger into drawing blood. That's going to be amazing. What are you looking most forward to?
The end of CES? No.
The nap on the plane ride
Yeah,
home?
right. Yeah. Man, I'm not sure. I mean, the best part of CES is nearly always, my favorite thing every year is something I didn't expect. It's not from a big company, it's just something, there's a spark of imagination, of creativity, and like you said, something that could change someone's life. Yeah.
We love that. That's what we love. That's why we love the Sand so much. We always walk around looking for, like our schedule's full. Yeah. We walk around, we don't even have room this year. Usually we leave a couple spots open. Right. We walk around looking for these small companies that are really innovative and trying to get them, squeeze them on. Yeah. This year we'll still squeeze them on, but we don't even have room, but we do walk around looking for that. Last year one of them, and I think a lot of people had known about this already, but was Rocket Skates. The 9450 basketball was amazing. Yeah. That's kind of a wearable technology that's great.
Yeah. I mean, having said that, one thing I'm looking forward to, and I think I'm going to see these guys on Thursday, it's I can't remember the technical name of the thing, but it's a jacket you wear that massages you.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And I think it's very Vegas as well.
Yes, it is very Vegas.
So I'm looking forward to trying that one. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Matt Smith from Engadget. I hope we do a lot more together. I would love to BeTerrific and Engadget to work together in the future, do some things together, but I'm glad you came on. I read you all the time. I know that so do the Terrifics, and it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for a couple minutes.
Thank you.
You got to check out Engadget.com for a lot of your tech news. It's a wonderful site. I'm sure you already know about it, and you already have gone there just about 3 times a day like me. Matt is wonderful, and I got to thank him for coming on. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Before we do, I want to tell you, we talked about taking a nap on the plane on the ride home. Vegas is really, really a hard place. This show is hard, but this year I've been more rested than ever, and that's because I'm sleeping on Bedgear's pillows. Find out more by going to bedgear.com. You can get a pillow that matches your body frame, the way you style, and is fit custom for you. All you have to do is go to bedgear.com, click on the pillow ID, and get your own custom fit pillow, and then order it from them or buy it in a store. It's really unbelievable. I've been sleeping on the Balance 00 and also some other pillows from them. They're phenomenal. We'll tell you more about it later, but go to bedgear.com and check it out. We'll be back right after this. You are the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special. We'll continue with more live from CES 2016 right after this. Stay with us.